Welcome to another episode of Grimm Tales Deep Cuts. I am your host, Gabri. Welcome, and I hope you're having a great day, and at least a great start to your weekend. We know Fridays are always look forward to. Unfortunately, I get to do this pile of shit. I'm going to get into why this is a pile of shit, and some people might not agree with me, but I was really let down by this film. I was actually looking forward to this film. I remember when I seen the announcement for this film, and I was like, oh, because the premise of the film is actually kind of interesting. I'm like, oh, but oh my God, I've never seen such a lazy piece of shit movie no, I still can't say that. Is this the worst movie I've ever seen? No. But it's definitely on the same category as them. But I'll get to that and more. Before we get to that, of course, we need to get the other stuff out of the way. I'm really curious to see if I can stretch 30 minutes with this. This might be one of those shorter ones. Like I said, I usually get you for the 15 to 30 minutes. This might range because I don't know if I can cover 30 minutes of this film because this movie is dog water. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Before that, though, you see it right above my head, hulisvision.com. Go to it, love it, share it, check it out. Everything is there. Everything that I do on the sweet old internet is there. That is my little corner of the internet of all my creativity that I do on whatever. All right, anything that I'm doing podcast-wise, live streaming, gaming, movies. Hopefully, eventually, maybe some short film work, artwork, stuff like that. Stuff that I like to do. Even the musical stuff as well, which isn't really as active as before, but it's still under the Hulis Vision branch. All that and more can be found there. So make sure to check it out. Share it. Love it. Give it to everybody you can. Okay, because it goes a long way. There's a lot of ways that you can help out. The merch store is there if you want to get yourself some merch, because not everything, unlike Noble could only sell the merch of the IPs that were under Noble. Hulis Vision, on the other hand, is a brand in itself. So there's some design stuff in there that's strictly just Hulis Vision. It has nothing to do with Grimm Tales or anything like that. It's just Hulis Vision branding. So check it out. There might be something in there. Of course, there's Hulis Vision branding from Grimm Tales and all that other stuff. But again, check it out. You never know. There might be something in there for you. Again, hulisvision.com. Check it out. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Stay up to date with everything that we do across the board. Everything I do everywhere. Socials, everything. Whether it's live streaming or just Discord. The Discord is there. Everything is there. Again, check it all out. Everything you want to make sure to stay up to date with. And that's how you do it. Like, follow, subscribe. Also, it helps out along the way to make sure you push us to greatness, I guess. Like, follow, and all that shit. Get everybody else to do it. The numbers go up, the more likely we are to be found, and the more we are inspired to make more better content. And all the money, again, if you want to see where money goes, take a look back at early days Noble stuff. And then see where everything is now, even with Hulis Vision, and see the production value of everything. Even this show alone, even in the beginning to right now, has gone through hardware upgrades. We have new cameras, we have lighting, we have new we have a lot of stuff in the studio that we added for. So again, it goes a long way. I'm not going to stress that enough. Help in your way. If you can help financially, there's plenty of ways to do that. But like, follow, subscribe, hit that notification bell, stay up to date. It all helps everything. Comment down below whether you agree or disagree with what I'm about to say about this film. Helps us beat the platform overlords, if you would say, when it comes to the algorithms. But yeah, all that shit out of the way, I think we can get into the meat and potatoes, as they say, for what this show is about. We are here to talk about the film in a violent nature. That's what we're talking about. Even the fucking title. I don't know if they were trying to be clever or if it's wordplay. I'm not 100% sure, because I don't know if it's violent nature. They're saying, oh, it's violent nature because it's human nature, or if because they were in the fucking woods. I don't know. This movie really tried to be something more than what it was. This is another example. Well, this is okay. I've said on other things that sometimes artsy films can be great, and a lot of times they can't, especially in the horror films. When you try to be something special, you really got to try. You got to make it work. And this film tried to be some fucking point piece and tried to be something like, you're literally making a fucking Jason ripoff slasher film with a unique twist, and then you tried to make it something really unique and fell short on so many different levels. Like, I was bored with this movie 6 minutes in. 6 minutes in. I'll give it that. I really had to think about that. 6 minutes in. But I was like, you know what? Pressing on. I was already mad at this point because I was like, man, the quality. This movie wasn't even filmed in regular aspect ratio. This film was filmed like, I forget what the aspect ratio is of the old TVs. I know it's not E16:9. It's something else, I believe. This was filmed in old school shit. Like box TVs. Why? Why? Why was it filmed? Especially when the budget was more than some other films that I seen, and you still made this shitty of a fucking film. Holy shit. The acting was piss. I swear there was points in this movie. They even tried political commentary. There was political commentary in the fucking movie. Was unnecessary. For one, you're making this film, like again, I'm not going to ruin anything. I'm not going to spoil. But this film wanted to be from the killer's perspective, which I'm going to stress this, okay? They use the wording, and that's what it excited me. In the killer's perspective. But it wasn't in the killer's perspective. It was literally like if a drone was following the killer around the whole time. This was a walking simulator for the film. Have you ever wondered, hey, I wonder how Jason gets around? No, nobody ever gave a shit. Right? Nobody ever gave a shit. But the premise was interesting. And if you were going to make a film based off of that very concept, at least make it fucking entertaining. This movie did not. It was like, hey, we're going to make that film. We can't buy the rights to Jason. Right? They had the money for that. So we can't buy the rights to Jason. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a corny ass knockoff version of Jason. They didn't even try to make this motherfucker unique. Even the way he carried his weapon. They moved the body language and everything. They tried to make this guy so Jason-esque. A very poor version of it. The mask was corny. It was fucking stupid. Like, I mean, you're walking around in this big-ass bulky mask at night and you're just like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I don't give a fuck how supernatural you are. No. Still got to see where you're fucking going, my guy. Like, shit. Like, this movie was fucking bad. And everybody, when I was reading, like, descriptions of this film from other people were like, oh my God, the praise that this film got in some ways. They were like, oh man, somebody even had the balls to say that all slasher movies should be like this. I'm going to tell you right now, I love the slasher franchise. I'm very critical of the slasher franchise, but I love it. I grew up on the slasher franchise. And if every slasher was this, I would fucking hate slashers. 100%. I hate doing bad reviews. I don't mind doing disappointing reviews, and this was one of those too, but this is a bad, disappointing fucking review. Like, I have nothing nice to say about this. There was one good kill scene in this film. One. Did it have gore? Sure. But it was so over the top, like not even over, it wasn't even good over the top. It was just like, there was only one unique kill scene in this. Everything else was just like, yeah, this has worked in other movies, so let's do it. And then, oh man, I've said this before. I fucking hate when you're trying to make a gory horror slasher film and you make kills off screen. That pisses me off. Because then what the fuck's the point of being a slasher film if the kills are going to be off screen? That goes against the whole premise of what a slasher film is supposed to be. So there were kill scenes in this film that didn't happen. They happened off screen. A few of them. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then the ones that you did get to see, 98% of them were boring as shit. Or looked very bad. It was poor. This movie was very poorly done when it came to what its gore was. Did it do practical effects? Yeah. but it also did very poor practical effects. It did. Like, for example, at one point when it was killing somebody, it looked like a fucking dummy. It didn't even look like the person. It looked like a dummy. Like, they weren't even trying. And the fact that this film was praised by people makes me enraged, because don't make more movies like this. I'll go into this a little later, but the fact that this movie might even be getting a sequel. This movie came out last year. And there's a potential sequel for this year. You're going to tell me, I swear to Christ, it's going to be Paranormal Activity all over again. Where they're going to this is going to be the fucking Joe Madden video game of horror movies. Or no, this is going to be the equivalent of that. This is going to be literally the horror equivalent of Joe Madden video games. They're going to come out with one every fucking year. And I swear, no, don't do it, because this film hurts the fucking slasher industry. Or not industry, but franchise. It hurts it. It hurts the subgenre. That's what I was trying to say. It actually hurts it. When you have the ceiling, you have people saying that Terrifier is a horrible movie. When if we really want to put perspective of what a slasher film is, it's a good modern day slasher film. It is. It has all the aspects. It doesn't have a great story, but slasher films are not known for that. You name one amazingly story, like one blockbuster award-winning story for a slasher film. It doesn't. And that's okay, because that's not what they're for. That's like watching a porno and going, oh my God, where was the fucking story at? The pizza guy didn't have a dramatic ending. No, you don't need it. It's a fucking porno. You know what you're expecting. In slasher films, have a decent story. I'm not saying it needs to be a shit story. It does have to have a decent story. It has to have something that interests me. But it doesn't have to have something amazing. It doesn't have to be something that needs to be all edgy and go, oh my God, that made me think. It does not need to be Inception level fucking shit. That's not a slasher film. It doesn't need that. Make it entertaining. Make it either comedic or gory or dark. It doesn't have to be deep. This movie tried to have some deep undertone. And then again, it had political commentary in it. I won't say where or what, but it had it in it. And it was so unnecessary. The political commentary in this film was so fucking unnecessary. And it happened more than once. One good kill scene. And even that looked poor. I gave it an okay gore score. I will get to that later on. But I wanted to give it lower just because of how bad it was. Like how bad it looked. Primarily, the only reason it got the gore score that it got was because of that one gore scene, that one kill scene that was actually decent. I won't say which one. There was a decent one in the film. One fucking good kill scene in a slasher film. And I've given other slasher films a lot of grief for having this as a problem. You don't make a fucking slasher film if you're not going to go in all in for it being a slasher film. Make something else. But the concept, the premise of this film had so much. I think the reason why I'm so god-awful pissed off at this film is because I had a lot of promise in it. Oh my God. It didn't need to exist, but oh cool. We get to see the perspective of like Jason. We get to see what Jason was doing when he wasn't out there fucking hacking people up. We get to see the in-between. Okay, you might as well have had this motherfucker taking his shit in between, because that's what it was. Walking to point A and, I don't know, like, fuck, God. And then the way it was done, too, you could tell that it was done with, like, I think a shitty drone. Because it felt like it. It was either a shitty drone or a poor camera guy. I don't know. But it felt like that. It felt like they were trying to go for like that video game angle or some shit. And it's like, oh God, it was so fucking cringe. The graphics in this were cringe. The audio was cringe. The acting, oh my fucking God, the acting was so poor. Like everything about this, like there were points people said shit and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like there were points, like, and then the unbelievable shit that people would do too. Like I get it, like it's a slasher film, it doesn't need to be brilliant, but I mean, fucking try. There was so much dick riding in this film, and then on top of that, if you're gonna dick ride a film, At least do it okay. At least do it justice. If you're going to dick ride the shit out of Jason, because this movie dick rode the shit out of Jason, if you're going to do it good. Because Jason's a top tier killer when it comes to your slasher killers. If you're going to do that, in that franchise, do it justice. Don't shit on the franchise. Don't shit on its predecessor. Don't shit on where you got your original idea from. And that's what this felt. It felt like, hey, we're just going to make a shitty ass movie. And that's exactly what they did. Shit ass movie across the board. I'll get to the score here soon. We're almost done. I'm actually surprised we got this far. But I do have some things to cover, as always, before we get into the scoring system. This is a 2024 film in the slasher subgenre. Rated TVMA or R, depending on how you look at it, depending on what platform you're seeing it from. This is streamable as of the time, and I think this is an original, so it probably will always stay on there. And God, I hope it does. I hope it doesn't go anywhere else. But it is watchable on Shudder. AMC if you have the Shudder subscription with that, but it is on there if you have Shudder. If you do not have Shudder, it is rentable and purchasable. I don't recommend either, but if you must, as of the time of recording this, for rent, it is on sale for $2.99. Not an entire loss. If you rent this and you feel as I do, fine, $2.99, chalk it up as a loss. Original price, though, for rent is $4.99. I would be a little bit more mad if I spent $5. Not horrible, but I would feel a little bit mad for that. Now let's go into the buy options. On sale as of right now, $5.99. I wouldn't buy it for $5.99. I would be mad if I bought it for $5.99. But I would definitely not buy it for its original going price. Its original going price is $14.99. I've seen better movies than this be less. The fact that this movie has the fucking balls to be $14.99 for buying is amazing. Amazing that their balls are so big. Now, I guess it has to do with the progress of the film, right? Because now it had a budget of $3 million. From what I could find, $3 million. Where the fuck was that money go? Someone bought a new car with that money. They didn't put it into this fucking film. If you spent fucking $3 million on this, you got ripped off in the purchasing of your assets. I'm just saying. Because the camera work was shit. The graphics and practical effects were shit. The acting was shit. Where the fuck did $3 million? Because I've seen movies have less of a budget than this and do way better than this. So you tell me where that $3 million went, because it wasn't there. And you didn't have an amazing cast either. So where the fuck did that $3 million? Somebody was getting paid something that they should not have gotten paid. I'm just saying. And yes, I am a little butthurt because this movie pissed me off. Now, the reason why I think is, was this a box office success? No. But the fact that it did make back its money in the budget, I guess that warrants these people to think that people really want a fucking sequel, I guess, because it made back off of a $3 million budget. It made $4,561,656. So $4,561,656. Said that a little wrong. Why? That's all I'm saying. Now, again, I really did actually want to see this in the film, in the theaters, so, because I remember this being advertised, so I understand why some people might have went to go see this, but fuck, please tell me, guys, even you guys aren't saying, yeah, a sequel needs to happen. No, it doesn't. This film does not need a sequel. This is one of those bait movies, just like Paranormal Activity. They'll never get better. Paranormal Activity never got better. Blumhouse films never get any better, but they still keep fucking making them, and that's because people keep going to see them. So please don't make that don't make this company into that. Please don't make them another fucking Blumhouse. That being said, one more thing on this. The runtime. The runtime for this film was 1 hour and 34 fucking minutes. Ouch. Ouch. I was bored 6 minutes into this film, half hour in. I really wanted to end. By the end of this film, I was glad that it ended. So runtime, way too long for this fucking film. So much unnecessary shit happening. More than a quarter of this film is just him walking. Horrible, horrible. With that said, though, it is time for the scores. Let's get into the scores. If you want to know how the scores work, go watch some of the older stuff, or maybe some of the older podcast film episodes, because that is how we do Grimm Deep Cuts scoring. But with that said, let's get into the scoring. As always, we start with the story. What did I give the story score for? In a Violent Nature, I gave it a stinky old pile. That's what I gave it. A stinky old pile. Oh my God, I have not thrown piles out in a while. Get buckled in, all right? Get buckled in. The story, almost non-existent. And the little story that they did was a complete dick ride off of Jason and Friday the 13th, and it wasn't even well portrayed. Okay? Horrible fucking story, if it even existed. They just jumped right in it. They're like, people don't care. Again, slasher films, especially of this nature, do not have to have an amazing, right-home, blockbuster story, but it does need to fucking exist, and having a decent one goes a long fucking way. And this had none of it. None of it. Let's move on to the second one. Got me all flustered. The second one of our scoring, acting. What did I give it? Oh, what is that I smell? Another pile. Because the acting, if it even existed, was and now mind you, I get it, low budget film, but for fucking $3 million? Again, this is the absolute opposite of what I've said before, where you don't need a large budget to have a good story and good acting. This movie had a $3 million budget. Now, I've seen movies with less and had a much better. We've talked about them on the show. This movie had more than those and had both of those fucking things horrible. Where did the money go? Where did the fucking money go? Just saying. It's you point it out to me, because I've seen movies with less budget and have much more going for it. And it wasn't there. It was not there. Let's move on to the pacing of this film. What did I give it, you ask? Oh, not a shocker, another pile. Pacing didn't even fucking exist in this film. They just went with it. Didn't give a shit about nothing. No character development, no storytelling in any way, no character building. Let's just make a guy walk around for an hour and a half, occasionally have him kill some people, and then we're going to roll credits. Even the fucking ending was disappointing. The ending tried to be clever. The ending tried to be deep. And it fucking was boring. Holy shit, was it boring. This was so bad. So bad. So bad. Let's move on to the next one. Our trademarked, as always, gore score. What did I give the gore score for this? I didn't give it a pile, surprisingly. I gave it a 3. And the only reason it didn't get a 2, because I really wanted to give it a 2, was because of one kill scene in particular that was actually quite entertaining and semi-original. I was actually kind of surprised. If the rest of the fucking film actually tried to be as edgy and as original as this fucking kill scene, it might have actually did way better. But that's the only reason this got a 3. Otherwise, I would have given it a 2. I almost didn't want to give it a score, but they wanted to be gory, and they were gory, but it was very poor gore. At times, you could even tell how poor it was. You could tell that it was fake blood. You could tell that it was dummies. It was just, it was bad. It was really bad. And then that brings us to the next one, the production. What did I give the production of the film? I gave it a 1.5. Best I could do. Because was it the worst production I've ever seen in a film? No. But man, it was fucking close. Camera sucked. Visual effects sucked. Practical effects sucked. Even the soundtrack sucked. It was almost as if they didn't have a budget. Did you know? I don't remember the exact number. I don't remember the exact number because I don't have it on hand. but I do know ballpark. Let's ballpark this. The original Terrifier film, not the short film, but the actual full-length film of Terrifier, the very first one, had a budget of roughly somewhere in between $25,000 to $35,000, I think. I want to say it was in the 30,000 range, maybe 35,000. It could be 25, but I want to say 35,000. Talked about it on one of the podcast episodes. But that film had a $35,000 budget, and it was actually pretty good. The gore in it was phenomenal. So how the fuck can you make Terrifier 1, which went on to be a success? We have 3 movies now, and hopefully more on the way as of the time of recording this, that started with a $30,000 budget. When this fucking heaping pile of shit cost $3 million and we get fucking this? No. 1.5. With that said, let's give the overall score. What did I give in A Violent Nature? What did I give the overall score, you might ask? Not too much of a shocker. I gave it a stinky old pile. It gets an all-around pile. I don't get to throw these around very often. I'll give low scores, but I preserve piles for the stinky of the stinky. And this definitely deserves in the fucking stink bin. I don't want to see this film. God, they had a great premise. They could have done something with this film, and man, dropped the fucking ball with it. No. Tisk tisk on making this film. And the fact that this has a sequel in the... we'll watch it, because that's what we do here. But oh man, I will not go to the theaters to see it if it goes to theaters. I will wait till it hits streaming services. I don't care how long that fucking takes. I will not contribute to this being another Blumhouse or Paranormal Activity type movie. No, absolutely not. But with that said, it is time for the torment to end. And it's time for me to get the hell out of here. That is right. That is the show, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed my banter or ranting, because that's pretty much what it was. It was me ranting about this damn movie. If you've watched this movie, I'm not suggesting you watch it, but if you really must, it's not my fault. Don't come and tell me. But if you are one of those people that thought this was a brilliant masterpiece and this movie is a 5-star film, I don't understand, and you are entitled to feel that way. But let me know down in the comments below why you feel that way, because I'm interested to know. Because every one of the reviews that I've seen based saying that this movie was brilliant and amazing and gory, I've seen a lot of movies in my lifetime, and this is not on that list of anything that you just said. So please let me know down in the comments down below why you feel that this is a good movie. If you agree with what I have to say, then also get down in the comments down below and let me know. Love to hear from you. Helps us beat the overlords of the current platform that we're on, and it helps us get back to you guys. Make sure to get over to the website that is above my head, huelessvision.com. Everything is there. Every type of show I do, platform-based stuff, podcasts, vlogs, whatever. It's all there. Art, it's all there. Check it out. And if it's not there, it will be there. HuelessVision.com. Also, the merch store. If you want to get merch that is based off of Grimm Tales or any other Hueless platform type of thing, it's right there. Check it out. Plus, it helps enhance Hueless Vision and stuff, especially Grimm Tales. All that money goes to much better place, much improving our content. So, again, you don't always have to do it financially, though. Passing it around, sharing with your friends goes a long way. So, do that. Helps a lot. But, yeah, make sure to like, follow, subscribe, hit that notification bell, stay up to date with everything that we do here. Helps out a lot. Helps you guys stay informed. If you want to get on any of these shared platform stuff that we do, like the podcasts and stuff like that, also make sure to find that on the website as well. You'll be able to do it through the Discord, the socials, or email. Check it all out. All that information's there. One more time, HuelessVision.com. Make sure to join us next Friday for another titillating episode of Grimm Tales. Hopefully it's on a better movie than this. But until then, I will see you when I see you. Until then, peace out, peeps.